Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. A few weeks ago I was over at the famous Powell's Books in Portland, Oregon, and I was browsing the GIS, cartography, geology, geography section, and I came across this fantastic book, An Atlas of Extinct Countries by Gideon Defoe. And it's a great read, easy read, and it's got some great maps in it. It's got maps in it like this. And they're all hand drawn, which they have great personality, and I like them a lot. But I thought, well, I'm going to have to add just a little bit more context to this and do a story map. So that's what I set out to do. Now, I'll put the finished product below for you to take a look at. And so let me know what you think. And this is how we did it. An Atlas of Extinct Countries by Gideon Defoe. This is Carto-Madness. Okay, here we are in storymaps.arcgis.com. Now, if you've never been here, or if you have, don't forget to check out all these links over here, because there's great tutorials and examples and information on story maps that make your story maps much better. But today we're just going to create a story, and we're going to say start from scratch. So first things first, we have to change the theme, because this theme is pretty plain. So I set up a theme previously, and so we can browse, and here it is, one and only theme I have right now. And that just sets up all of your background and formatting. So let's add a background, or a cover image, I guess. And I went out to the interwebs and found this royalty-free, cool, 3D, pirate cartoony kind of map that it looks to me like it would probably catch a person's eye and catch a little interest, right? So let's add our story title, and it's Atlas of Extinct Countries. And so because I'm the world's worst typist, I'm slow, my spelling is poor, I've put everything I want to put here on a Word document on the other screen, and we'll just copy and paste kind of from now on in this project. And we'll give credit where credit is due. The book is by Mr. Gideon Defoe, and the story map is by yours truly. So here, let's go ahead and center all of this, because it just makes me feel better to have things centered. And let's cut and paste some quotes from the beginning of the book. Also, if we see a quote here, this is set up in the themes, this little chunks up here. So let's go ahead and paste. That's, of course, most of this is going to be directly from the book. And last piece we're going to go ahead and add is just the little grabber, as if we needed more. And of course center. So now let's go ahead and add our first chapter, and center, please. Much better. Okay, now we can start adding our map, but we're tempted to use this one, but no. There's a secret little category down here called immersive, and it's just sidecar. And the floating sidecar, well, that's the coolest way to do it, so that's what we're going to do today. Now we can add our map. And here's the map I made over in ArcGIS Online. And here it is. And you can see all the extinct country polygons popping. But we don't want to do that, so just let's not hit our viewers over the head with all the data to begin with. So let's turn those off and make it a better size so we can see kind of everything. So let's scoot it around here. Where's Alaska? There it is. Okay, and that's likely a good place. So let's go ahead and save that. And if we go here, yep, I like that. So see how this is just another bit of a kind of an overview. We don't have anything to say about it quite yet, so let's go ahead and turn off our sidecar by just clearing out all of the formatting. Now, let's go ahead and duplicate this Now we have a second one and edit it. Now let's turn on our extinct countries. There we go. And let's save. So now what happens, and this is pretty cool, our reader will scroll down and see the world, and then a little bit more scrolling. Oh, and those countries will pop. Okay, now we're interested, right? So let's go ahead and start our story with a little bit of explaining to do here. And let's go ahead and add, let's embed, use embed. And I went out to Amazon and I got the link for Mr. Defoe's book right there. And so if we add it, and there it is. And so our reader can now just click right on that. Go ahead and order the book from Amazon. Let's duplicate that. And now let's go to our first country in the book, which is the Kingdom of Sarawak, down in Indonesia, Malaysia. So let's make this a little better size. Oh, good like that. Okay, so let's take it. And once we do, that map will zoom there. And let's change our sidecar to our Kingdom of Sarawak information. So we'll copy and paste that, as well as the dates. No, let's center it. Much better. And the dates that it lived. And of course, let's center. And now we can add a image. And so I've gone out to the interwebs again, and mostly on Wiki, to get all these flags. Here's our first flag, the Kingdom of Sarawak. And we can add that. All right, pretty cool. So let's go ahead and add a little more text. And we'll add, I've just gone and just kind of grabbed the first paragraph of each one of these countries' stories, which are about a page and a half, 2 pages. Not a lot, but really interesting and good. Let's go ahead and add a separator. Again, set up in my theme. And some text of the vital statistics of each one of these little countries. Oh, let's separate the capital out. There we go. So great. And we don't need to beat our readers over the head with the opportunities to purchase the book. These narratives and the maps should do that by themselves, right? So, okay, let's copy this. Duplicate that. And our second country on our list is going to be, if we edit it, you can scoot this over to the Kingdom of Bavaria. There we go, right there. Very good. So let's save. And now let's replace all the Sarawak information with the Kingdom of Bavaria. Again, cutting and pasting from a Word document on my other screen. Now let's change the flag to our Kingdom of Bavaria. Yeah. There we go. All right. Let's add a little caption underneath that flag, since there's a space for it. And we'll talk about the anthem in just a minute after we finish this. So let's replace this with the story of Ludwig II. And then change out all of this, the vitals. Looking good. So now let's go back to Sarawak for a minute. And if we go down to the highlighted slide, we can click the three dots and say add background audio. I've gone out, and YouTube, if there's an anthem, there is a YouTube of it. So I just used Audate and recorded each one of them into a WAV file, and we can add that. And if we add it, then the reader will hear the national anthem of each one of these countries as they are viewing them. In this case, let's go see, this one is our Kingdom of Bavaria, and we'll add that. All right. So now let's just do a quick check, and we can see that once we scroll through here, looks good. We get the world, a little more scrolling, and our countries pop, and we have our little intro and our opportunity to purchase. And as we scroll, we can zoom around the globe to this Kingdom of Sarawak, to the various countries. But we want to let our readers kind of take a breather, come up for air a little bit in between some of these. So let's go ahead and copy our second slide. And if we move that to the end, then as we scroll through, every once in a while we'll come back up and look at the world and see where things are. See some context. Sarawak, Kingdom of Bavaria. So let's add one more. Let's do one more. And we'll get rid of that sidecar too, because we don't need all that information just on our intermediate maps. So let's copy our Kingdom of Bavaria, which is the highlighted one, number 4 down here. Let's duplicate. And we can slide that duplicated file right over there. Slide, not file, slide. And now let's edit that and go to the extinct country with my favorite name, the Islands of Refreshment. Sounds like a pretty fun place to be. I'm not sure it actually was, but sure sounds attractive. Let's go to the Islands of Refreshment. Okay. And once again, let's just do all the copy and paste. In this case, it's out in the middle of the ocean, so let's change the look of our sidecar a little bit. Okay. In existence for 5 whole years. And there's our flag. And sadly, the Islands of Refreshment had no national anthem. I'm sure it will be very interesting. And this one had a little footnote too, so we're going to add that. Get rid of our Bavarian vitals and add the vitals of Islands of Refreshment. Pretty cool, right? So now here's something fun we can do. We can also go up here, and if we want to move our sidecar, we can put it the other side. Just kind of breaks things up, which is handy. So you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and do, 45 more. And once that's done, I will post below. So like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff, and pick up Gideon's book. I promise you'll like it. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.